doing a heck of a job. Their star rookie on defense, Aiden Hutchinson, becoming a household name, and they're currently second in the division behind the Green Bay Packers. This season, the Lions defense has shown it can be among the league's worst and the best units. Through their first 7 games, they allowed a season-high 32.1 points per game. Over the last 3 weeks, the Lions are allowing the 9th fewest points per game at 19 per game, on top of forcing 7 turnovers, which is the most in the NFL over that span. Okay, Mr. Smith.
Yes.
See, that turkey goes every time before you speak. It's for you. Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble.
The Bills on upset alert.
Yes. No, I don't think so. I want to give the Lions credit.
Okay.
From the standpoint, I like Dan Campbell. I like him a lot. And I look at their personnel. They've got some athletes on their squad. Mm-hmm. They got some guys who can go after it. I applaud them because even though they're 4-6 on the season, they don't play like a team under 500. They go after it. Mm-hmm. Okay, and a lot of times you find them in a situation where they make mistakes in the second half and they cost themselves. But it's really, they don't play cautiously per se. They go out there, Dougie, trying to win.
Absolutely.
And I give them a lot of credit for that. However, let's pump the brakes on giving them applause for their defense. They held Green Bay to 9. They held the Giants to 18. All right. Outside of that, they gave up 38, 27, 28, 48, 29, 24, 31, and 30. So let's make sure that we understand there's nothing elite about their defense statistically. They're ranked second to last defensively overall. They're ranked dead last in points allowed, dead last in yards allowed, 28th in the league against the pass, second to last against the rush. There is nothing to brag about in regards to the Lions.
Over the last 3 weeks, we've seen a huge improvement.
I mentioned that 2 of them were against the Green Bay Packers offense that was struggling miserably until they went up against Dallas, and a Giants offense that, let's just say, can be offensive from time to time. So the bottom line is that when you look at that, here's the deal. You're the Buffalo Bills. The fact that the AFC East is looking the way that it looks, the Jets have been Zach Wilson. There are people making the argument that the Miami Dolphins are a better team than the Buffalo Bills, who were the prohibitive favorites to come out of the AFC this year to enter the Super Bowl. And New England's above 500 as well. You look at the records in the AFC East, then you combine that with what we've seen from Lamar Jackson, how Cincinnati is coming, and Jamar Chase just returned to practice this week. And then you look at what Patrick Mahomes is doing. Okay? And you look at what Tennessee is doing. Buffalo recognizes it's time. We can't mess around. They're supposed to handle their business against a team like the Detroit Lions. If you are what we think you are, I think they know it, and that's why I don't have them on upset alert. I'm not concerned about the Lions at all, although the Lions do play tough on Thanksgiving.
Can I play the history card for a second?
Sure.
Sure.
60 years ago today.
Oh, gosh. Is this supposed to mean something to us that this is going to be relevant for today?
I'm listening.
Lombardi.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my God.
Lombardi
Oh, Lord.
took Green Bay into Tiger Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
They were 12-0, 11-0. Okay. Guess what happened?
What happened?
13 sacks Thanksgiving.
Right.
23 Lions, 14 Packers.
So I just want to be sure. I want to make sure our audience is clear. I want to make sure.
I just want to know how this is relevant.
I want to make sure.
May I continue?
I'm just waiting for the connection.
May I continue?
60 years ago, they gave up 13 sacks. That's what you just brought up.
That was a great Packer team. This Lion team is going to do the same thing.
Oh, Lord.
They are going to beat Buffalo
picking
today.
The Lions?
I sure am. They have played. They can score. Buffalo's penchant for keeping these teams in games. Okay. Minnesota down 27-10. The freaking Browns scored 2 touchdowns in the last 4 minutes last week and had a chance for the onside kick to come back and tie him at 31-23. We all know what Green Bay did in Buffalo. They covered on a late touchdown. Yeah. Lions have life. They've lost a lot of games in a row on Thanksgiving, and Dan Campbell can get you to run through a wall. So Dan Campbell's little pregame speech right around now, he turns first takedown for a sec and puts on his little pregame speech in front of his players. You can say, listen, we've won 3 straight and nobody believes in us. Mm-hmm. They all think we're a bunch of frauds. Yeah. We're going to go out there on Thanksgiving, and we're going to show the world that we have arrived.
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't
Lions
need to
Come
give
on,
will be
speech.
Buffalo.
You
Come on,
just
come
did
on.
it.
You got this smirk on your face because you know what you just said was utterly ridiculous. And to give that turkey dialogue, it's appropriate, a turkey dialogue on Thanksgiving morning. I don't know what the hell you thinking. Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift, I know those brothers could play. Please don't get me wrong. But the bottom line is that you got Jared Goff behind center. You're the Buffalo Bills. I would remind you, this is a top 5 defense overall, top 10 against the run, okay? I don't anticipate that this is going to happen. And by the way, speaking of Dan Campbell, who I like him. I'm a fan of his, but I've heard better motivational speeches. I mean, I can name a multitude of individuals that have given better motivational speeches. So let's not act like this dude is the renowned orator of the 21st century, okay? Just stop it, all right? The fact of the matter is they're 4-6 for a reason. Now, I understand they're getting a little bit better, and I expect them to, yeah, that's right. I expect them to be competitive. I know it's tough on Thanksgiving Day because you got a noon game. People probably snuck in some turkey before noon. Lord knows this is the kind of stuff that happens with football players. Some of them are very, very greedy. But in the end, they're going to eat up the Lions more so than they're going to eat up the food. They're going to save that for later. Buffalo is a superior team. And I believe they will handle their business today in convincing fashion, particularly in the second half against the Detroit Lions.
Jared Goff will go crazy. 34-27, Detroit.
Ready?
On Thanksgiving.
I got Bills 41-27.
Okay.
Got a lot of points.
See you tomorrow.
We agree on the
Buffalo
overs.
favored by 9.
41-27.
Still to come, Stephen A. serving up his list of all-time greatest Thanksgiving games. Get your plates ready. You're going to want to come back for seconds. And will Kirk Cousins be covered with ice after today's game, or will Bill Belichick and the Patriots steal one?
Teamwork, make the dream work. Or else Hembo gets the win there. But you're right, team game here. Anyway, speaking of team games, let's play some fact or fiction. Damian Woody, Zach Wilson has played his last game as a New York Jet. Is that fact or is it fiction?
Yeah, that's fiction. I mean, you're talking about the second overall pick in 2021. He's going to get another opportunity. You know, obviously we've talked ad nauseum about what happened after the last game against New England Patriots. Just because of his draft status, he's going to get another opportunity.
Rob Ninkovich, Bill Belichick will find a way into the playoffs. Fact or fiction?
That's a fact. That is a fact. I think the Patriots might put themselves in a situation to be in the playoffs just by default because other teams are losing and puts them in the 7th position. Maybe they sneak in. I think Bill Belichick's defense is going to lead this team.
Bart seems to agree wholeheartedly. Bart, Aaron Rodgers will not be a Packer next season. Fact or fiction?
Fact. I think Aaron has played his last days at Lambeau. I think he should do this team a great service and give them the Russell Wilson package, the foundation of which this thing is built on. Could you imagine? This is like a Herschel Walker type of move if they're able to do that. You talk about multiple first players as well. Aaron Rodgers, help a brother out.
We will see what happens with Rodgers, but yesterday what happened with Rodgers is he talked to the media there in Green Bay and revealed that he's been dealing with a broken thumb on his throwing hand since October 9th when they lost to the Giants in London. So obviously the next question was, why are you just bringing this up now? And here's what Aaron had to say.
It didn't make a difference.
It doesn't?
It doesn't make a difference with me playing, you know. That doesn't make a difference. You saw the tape on my thumb, didn't make a difference. It's about the same every week. It didn't really get any better. Didn't get significantly worse. You know, just dealing with the occasional kind of dull pain and working through it.
This elicited a heavy sigh from the gentleman to my left. Bart, does this change the way you feel about this Packers season?
Not at all. I mean, because this team just wasn't good enough from a talent perspective. They let go of Devontae Adams and thought that they can trust Sammy Watkins, who spent more time on the injury list than an episode of MASH, man. So I'm not worried about that. I think that you have to decide to evaluate Jordan Love. And this Packers organization is at a crossroad. So I don't think that they've managed the exit of Aaron Rodgers. It's always hard to move on from a great player. And I don't think they've navigated it the right way. We watched the Pittsburgh Steelers kind of fumble it as well. It's better to get rid of him a year too early than a year too late.
Yeah, so this is interesting because we've been talking on the show about, like, should they sit Rodgers down and get a look at Jordan Love in case Rodgers isn't coming back next year so they know what they have. D. Wood, now I'm thinking, I've been wondering, like, how do you have that conversation with Aaron Rodgers? If he's hurt, maybe that's the answer. What do you think?
Well, this is the perfect segue, right? You know, he's the one that revealed he had the broken thumb, and the fact that the Green Bay Packers basically on the precipice of missing the playoffs, this gives them the perfect opportunity to see what Jordan Love can do. I mean, this man was a first-round pick of the Green Bay Packers. He hasn't even sniffed the field. At some point, you got to evaluate to see if this guy's going to be the future.